have 20 plus books to add to my collection. Today is book haul day. And welcome to another video of Bookish with Mariah. I am Mariah and I am so happy to have you all back on my book channel. Yes. All right. So if you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at Bookish with Mariah. I would love to have you join my community over there as well so we can book chat and all that jazz. Okay. So today is a really exciting day because I have a really cool 20 plus books to haul for you all. So I filmed my first book haul not too long ago, and so I'm definitely excited to have another haul for you all because I just love doing a book haul, because when I do a book haul, that means there's so many books for me to read and I'm excited. I have a few gaps on my bookshelf because I did pull some books off that comes from this haul. So if you see a few gaps, that's what that's for. All right, so let me move up a little bit. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the book haul because I do not want this video to be like a zillion minutes long. Right, so the first book that I have to haul today is Blood of Elves, which is a series that is on Netflix that I watched and I absolutely loved the series. Okay, I will admit, I did not know that when the series came on Netflix, I didn't know it was a book, okay? I didn't know it was inspired by a book. Yes, yikes, I know. But now that I know, I'm going to be ahead of the game and I'm going to be reading Blood of Elves really soon. This is a teeny weeny little book. I wasn't expecting it to be so small, but it is a fantasy. I'm really excited to follow these characters. And I would say I'm looking forward to it. I saw a couple of reviews about people saying how they felt like the book, the series did the book's justice, but then I saw on the flip side they say like it does not. So I'm looking forward to connecting with these characters again. I'm so excited to be back into this world and I cannot wait to get a chance to read Blood of Elves and get to dive into this world once again. I want to actually finish the whole series before season 2 comes out on Netflix. All right, so the next book I'm going to be calling is coming highly recommended by one of my absolute faves, which is Jessie May from her booktube channel. I have linked her channel below, so please go check out her book rates because they are phenomenal, and that is Foundry Side. I finally got my copy in the mail. It took a little while longer than I thought. I think with COVID, Amazon is running a little slow, but it is by Robert Jackson Bennett. And for what I understand, it is adult fantasy and it is so cool with the magic system in here. I don't know a whole lot about it because I actually want to go into it not knowing a lot because I want to be surprised and I don't want to get preconceived notions or whatnot. But I do understand that it follows a character named Sansia, and she is a thief and she's hired to go and steal an ancient artifact. She's normally used to going to go steal things because she's a hired thief, and so when she was asked to go steal an ancient artifact, it wasn't a big shock to her. She was just going to use her magic to help her out. The magic system in this particular world is more so like a elemental type magic, and it's also the magic inside of objects, and so it's known as scribing. And she also has an ability herself. She can touch something and sense where it's been, where it's gone, and sense a lot of things about that particular item. So she's hired to go out and steal this ancient artifact. In doing so, that ancient artifact turns out to be something that is really powerful and could change the whole world and the existence of the magic system in this particular world. So I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I love a good female character that is pretty badass. So I'm excited to get to this one and finally read Foundry Side and start that world and start this journey. So yes, you'll probably see me gushing about it because honestly, I can't see myself not liking this book because of what it's about, so I can't wait. All right, so the next book I'm going to be hauling is A Phoenix First Must Burn by Patricia Caldwell. This one is a collection of 16 stories by a lot of authors that we know, and so this is some stories of black girl magic. That's the way it is like described to me, and some of my friends that's read it said they absolutely love it. You have authors that contributed to this book like Elizabeth Acevedo, L.L. McKinney, The author of Clap When You Land is Elizabeth Acevedo, and she also wrote The Poet X. And then you have L.L. McKinney, who wrote A Blaze So Black, which you all know I just gushed about that. So you have 16 different stories in this particular book, and it all follows black girls. So of course, when I saw it, I'm like, gotta read it. And also I recognize a lot of the authors on the back that contributed to this particular book and wrote stories. So it's about a lot of different things, but I do know the theme of it is black girl magic, and I'm all for black girl magic. I'm all for girl power all in general, but black girl magic, I'm like, let's go. All right, so I can't wait to get to this one. It's a new release, so let's go for 2020. I hope I enjoy it. So the next book I'm going to be hauling is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuval. This is also another recommendation from Jessie May. I'm excited to get to this one. This is my first like sci-fi type of a read. I think that's the way it could be described. I'm excited, a little bit of fantasy maybe, but I'm really excited to get to this one. It follows a young girl named Rose who falls into a hole when she's riding her bike in South Dakota when she was really, really young. She falls into this hole and she wakes up and finds herself in the middle of a giant hand, a huge metal giant hand. And so 17 years later, people are still trying to figure out where the hand comes from. They discover that these not body parts, but these parts of this large metal hand are scattered among the world. And she goes off on a journey trying to discover this ancient artifact and how it got there and the history behind it and everything else in between. And so I'm really excited to join this journey. This is the first book I've ever read of this genre, and it's like a science, take more of a science approach. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I want to enjoy it. I've never read The Martian. One of my friends that did read this one, she said, and she loved The Martian. She said, if you like The Martian, then you'll like this, but I haven't read The Martian. But whatever, I'm going to start with this one first because there are several books after this book, and I love to stay connected to characters. So I'm going to read this one first. Cannot wait to get to it, and I can't wait to hopefully do a review on this one and tell you all what I think, and hopefully then I can give you all a much better description of what the book is about, I'm sure. Alright, so the next book I will be adding and hauling to my shelf is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is beautiful, and I love the name of the story because of what it is about. It's called The Vanishing Half. That's beautiful, and this cover is absolutely beautiful, and this is a new release for 2020. So this book follows the story of two identical twin sisters. They grow up in a southern black community at a time where being black just wasn't a thing. Like, it was a hard time. It's still hard for the black community even now in 2020, but back then you had a whole lot of outward racism and people going through a whole lot of discrimination at that time. And so you have two sisters. One sister decides to move back to that southern town where she grew up and raise her daughter there, her family. And then you have the other sister that lives on the whole other side of the world. She left that town and she is passing as white. So you have one sister that identifies herself as black, and then you have the other sister that lives on the whole nother side of the world, and she identifies as white and she is passing as white. This sister that's passing as white has a husband, and her husband does not know anything about her past and does not know anything about her identity, and they are going to end up getting back together at some point. The sisters and their stories get intertwined, I believe. Also to note in this story, the two sisters ran away from that southern town when they were both 16 years old, and then now it is coming back up in their life in a way that they never expected. And so I'm really excited to read this one. I can't imagine having an identical twin sister living so far away from me, and then you have one who is passing as another race and the other one that's embracing her heritage and who she is, and she is identifying as black, which she is. And so this is interesting. I can't wait to get to this one, and I'm definitely going to be adding it to a upcoming TBR. It's so interesting how colorism and how race plays such a hard-hitting role in our lives, and the way that it can truly change our lives and affect the way we live every single day. And so many people don't see that. They think, oh, I don't see color, or race isn't a thing, and all this, racism is gone, it's not really real. It is real. Racism is real, and the things that people of color face are absolutely real, and it's still happening today in 2020. So hence you have stories like this that highlights what a lot of people of color have had to go through, so that way they can live a comfortable lifestyle. Imagine, it is something else. Alright, so the next set of books that I will be hauling is a series, and this is a series that my husband recently purchased for me because he's just awesome and I love him to death, and he knows I love to read. It is a middle grade, and that is, look at this. Can you all tell what it is? Can you? Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the whole entire series. So you have the Lightning Thief, you have the Sea of Monsters, you have the Titan's Curse, you have the Battle of the Labyrinth, and then you have the Last Olympian. I'm really excited and I cannot wait to get to them. So I have read the first book before and the second, but I'm gonna read the whole series all over because I read it a long time ago, of course, when I was in like middle school, high school, and so it's been a minute, and so I want to get to it again and like truly appreciate it this time. Travis and I were the people that actually, Travis is my husband, y'all. Travis and I were the people that actually enjoyed the movies. I know some people were like, I hated the movies. Us, we love the movies, but I'm gonna finish the series and I'm so happy to add it to my collection and my shelf. So this will be read very, very soon. I might even try to do like a readathon or something to finish the whole series in a week or something, who knows, but I will just say for now I'm so excited. If you're not familiar with the Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief series, I'm shocked, but whatever. It is, it's following a character named Percy. He finds out that he is the son of Poseidon, and the whole series is basically following him with everything that he has going on in relation to his connection to the gods. I've only read the first and second books, so I know what those two are about, but I don't know what the rest of the books are about. So I would just say get ready for a magical, wonderful ride. And if you are into fantasy and don't mind me reading middle grade, I would highly recommend this series. All right, so the last set of books that I'm going to be hauling is the entire Shatter Me series, which, give me a sec while I pick them up. Here they are. This is the rest of the books, and then I also have, you could probably see Unravel Me right here, which is the second book. So there are so many, and sometimes I forget the order, so bear with me. All right, so in this series, there's so many. You have the Shatter Me series, Shatter Me, which is book 1. Then you have so many. You have Destroy Me, which is a novella, which I have the Destroy Me one right here. Then you have Unravel Me, which I just finished. Then you have a book that's coming up on my upcoming August TBR, spoiler alert, Fracture Me, which is like book 2.5, I think. And then you have book 3, which is Ignite Me. Then you have Restore Me, which is, I have the list right here, which is book number 4. Then you have the novella, which is a Shadow Me novella. So that's this one right here is Shadow Me. That is book 4.5. Then you have Defy Me, which is book number 5. Look how beautiful these covers are, you all. Please appreciate these covers. Then you have Reveal Me, which is also on this same book of Find Me. It's right here. It's the novella. And then finally, you have Imagine Me, which is the last and final book of the Shatter Me series. So I'm so excited to add all these books. The Shatter Me series is coming to be one of my absolute favorite series so far. I'm really enjoying them. I have read book 1, book 1.5, and book 2. And I'm going to be reading book 2.5 and book 3 coming up here really soon. So you'll probably see me ranting about it. This is Imagine Me, which is the newest book of the Shatter Me series. And I think it's the conclusion. And I believe it just came out this year. And so I wanted to hold it up because it's beautiful. And look at the cover. So if you're unfamiliar with the Shatter Me series, I've ranted about it in so many previous videos, and I do plan to do a Shatter Me series video review of all of the books or whatnot, or the series in general, once I am finished, whenever that is. But it follows a young character named Juliet. It is a post-apocalyptic type of book, so it takes place in the future, and Juliet has a fatal touch, and anybody she touches, she kills, and if anybody touch her, they die. So she doesn't know if her gift is if her abilities is a gift or a curse. She also finds out there's other people in the world that has gifts as well as her, but they're different than hers. Hers is so much more powerful than anyone she's ever met, and she is being used or wanting to, the government wants to use her as a weapon, and she doesn't want to be used as a war weapon. She is a sweet girl that just doesn't want to hurt anybody, but it basically follows her journey and all of the ups and downs she goes through just to try to stay safe and to keep the world safe. And she wants to, of course, protect all the people that she loves and she cares about. I am just blown away with this series. I love the character of Juliet. I love the characters in this book. I'm so invested and so connected to all of them, and I hope I continue to enjoy the series as much as I've enjoyed the first 3 books. So I have finally broke down and bought the whole series, because I normally don't buy a whole series until I read maybe 1 or 2 books and see if I like them first. Well, I've read 3 books from this series and I love them, so I can't imagine not really loving the rest. I don't know, I might, you never know, because who knows, but at least so far I'm really truly enjoying it, and I went ahead and purchased the whole series and I don't regret it. Alright, so that wraps up my 20 plus books haul. I'm so excited. I have so many books to add, and I cannot wait for you all to see my next haul, because I already got a cart full of books that I'm going to be adding to my bookshelf coming up here really soon, and those books are actually more on the contemporary side. So I can't wait for you all to see what you think about those books and to add them to my collection. So please be on lookout for upcoming book hauls. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can join in the book chat with me. So we have my Instagram is Bookish with Mariah. I also will link it below so we can connect there. If you like my content, don't forget, please like and subscribe to my channel so I can do a Q&A at 500 subscribers. That's my big goal. So please help me reach 500 subscribers. I'm trying to get there because I want to do a Q&A for you all, and I'm so excited to have you all join me on this bookish journey. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.